Tonga enter Game 3 desperate for redemption after a humbling 34-6 defeat to Toa Samoa. They were outmuscled and outclassed, but the return of inspirational leader Jason Taumalolo brings hope to reignite their pride. The Kiwis, disciplined and dominant, will be relentless once more. Tonga must channel their warrior spirit to challenge New Zealand's power and precision. So without further ado, these are the official Round 3 head-to-head battles and confirmed lineups of the New Zealand Kiwis and Mata Maha Tonga. At fullback is Chance Nickel Klokstad versus Lehigh Hopoate. Chance's ball security, defensive reads, and kick returns give the Kiwis a calm edge at the back. Lehigh Hopoate, still raw but electric, will need to match his composure under pressure while providing Tonga's spark on counterattack. This clash is balance versus flair, Chance's control against Hopoate's unpredictability. Whoever wins the high ball duels will shape the early tone. At winger is Jermaine Izahako versus Daniel Tupou. Jermaine Izahako's golden boot and aerial strength make him lethal on finishing sets. Tupou's towering frame and experience are vital for Tonga's exit sets and early meters. It's a battle between precision and power. Izahako hunts tries through timing, Tupou dominates through presence. Both sides rely on him to lift field position and spark their edges. At centre is Matthew Timorko versus Tolutau Kula. Timorko's direct running and defensive intensity have been consistent all season. Kula's pace and agility make him one of Tonga's most dangerous threats on broken play. Expect Timorko to challenge him physically while Kula counters with speed in open space. It's a classic collision of structure versus explosiveness that could ignite the edges. At centre is Casey McLean versus Paul Alamoti. McLean's power and ball skills brings unpredictability to the Kiwis' left side, allowing his edge to function fluidly. Paul Alamoti provides Tonga with a raw, fearless attitude, strong in contact and eager to prove his worth. McLean's positioning will be tested by Alamoti's physical drive, making this one of the game's most underrated duels. At winger is Sebastian Chris versus Sione Katoa. Chris's athleticism and reliability make him a constant threat in support play. Katoa, known for his finishing power, will look to use his acceleration to break through New Zealand's line. Chris will aim to nullify Tonga's wide strikes, while Katoa must find space behind the Kiwi defence. This matchup could decide the tone of Tonga's edge attack. At 5'8" is Dylan Brown versus Isaiah Yongi. Brown's game management and defensive work are world-class. He dictates tempo and punishes defensive lapses. Yongi, though inexperienced, has dazzling instincts and footwork that can carve gaps if given space. Brown's composure faces Yongi's fearless flair, a vital test of control versus creativity. Tonga's rhythm depends on Yongi's decision-making. At halfback is Kieran Foran versus Isaiah Katoa. Foran's leadership and kicking IQ are invaluable to the Kiwis' structure. Isaiah Katoa represents Tonga's new generation, calm under pressure with a sharp passing game. Foran will try to strangle Tonga with control, Katoa will respond with tempo and variety. It's mentor versus prodigy, and whoever commands territory better wins the spine battle. At prop is James Fisher-Harris versus Aden Fanua-Blake. Two of the NRL's fiercest enforcers collide. Fisher-Harris's relentless aggression and work rate define New Zealand's pack. Fanua-Blake's sheer power and skill give Tonga go-forward dominance. It's a heavyweight contest of pride and leadership, the tone-setters who demand respect. Their collisions will dictate which side wins the middle. At hooker is Phoenix Crossland versus Silver Havili. Crossland's rapid service and defensive tenacity keep the Kiwi engine room ticking. Havili's experience and toughness bring stability to Tonga's ruck. Crossland thrives on tempo, while Havili will try to slow the rhythm and grind momentum. The battle of speed versus smarts through the middle third could control the entire game's pace. At prop is Moses Leota versus Fellas Kaufusi. Leota's physicality and line speed aggression energize New Zealand's forwards. Kaufusi, though more of a veteran, adds composure and discipline to Tonga's defence. Leota's explosive carries will challenge Tonga's front line, while Kaufusi's positioning and leadership aim to blunt New Zealand's surge. A battle of timing and endurance in the trenches. At second row is Britain Nikora versus Eliesa Katoa. Nikora's edge running and defensive reads make him lethal near the line. Eliesa Katoa, Tonga's workhorse, combines power with agility to test the Kiwi edges. Nikora's chemistry with his spine partners gives him attacking fluency, while Katoa thrives on second phase play. This duel pits precision against persistence, a genuine clash of modern edge forwards. At second row is Isaiah Papali'i versus Siwa Wong. Papali'i's aggression, stamina, and defensive control make him a nightmare to break. Siwa Wong brings youthful intensity and fearless collisions. Expect fireworks in contact. Papali'i will look to dominate with rhythm and leadership, while Wong's energy could turn the tide if he disrupts New Zealand's structure. It's old school muscle versus new school hunger. At lock is Joseph Tapine versus Jason Taumalolo. Tapini's work rate and offload ability make him the engine of the Kiwis. Taumalolo's return brings Tonga's emotional heartbeat back. His presence alone lifts belief. Tapini's consistency meets Taumalolo's impact power. This is the defining battle of the middle, where leadership, pride, and physical dominance will decide who controls the ruck. At interchange is Taimira Martin versus Soni Luke. Martin's adaptability adds spark and stability from the bench, seamlessly slotting into multiple roles. Soni Luke's creativity around the ruck can flip momentum when defenses tire. Martin's calm control faces Luke's unpredictable energy. Both impact players will be key in shaping second-half surges and turning field position into points. At interchange is Naufahu White versus Leka Halasima. Naufahu White brings intensity, grit, and relentless defensive pressure. Halasima's youthful energy and leg speed can inject momentum for Tonga off the bench. It's impact versus enthusiasm. White's control against Halasima's chaos. Both benches rely on these players to shift momentum during fatigue phases. At interchange is Erin Clark versus Demetrik Vaimonga. Clark's defensive stability and ball distribution are vital to maintaining New Zealand's rhythm. Vaimonga's raw power and size give Tonga a second wave of forward energy. Clark will steer structure, Vaimonga will look to break it. If Tonga are to win the middle minutes, Vaimonga must dominate collisions and create second-phase chaos. At interchange is Xavier Willison versus Mohehaki Fotuaka. Willison's size and mobility make him an emerging weapon for the Kiwis. Fotuaka's experience and strength are key to Tonga's late-game resilience. Both bring relentless energy, Willison through dynamic carries, Fotuaka through controlled aggression. This final bench clash could determine who wins the war of attrition up front. At reserve is Nelson Asofa Solomona versus Kulakefu Fine Fuiaki. Nelson's size and intimidation alone can shift momentum when injected. Fine Fuiaki, a rising force, brings fresh legs and fearless intent. Both embody the future of Pacific Power Rugby. Expect fireworks if they're activated, two massive units who could flip the tone of the contest with a single run or tackle. Can a Jason Taumalolo-inspired Mata Maha Tonga defeat the New Zealand Kiwis in Round 3 of the Pacific Championships? Please let me know your honest opinion in the comments. Stay updated with all your rugby league content on YouTube by smashing the like button and subscribe to the channel for more of your daily dose of rugby league. Thank you.